Okay, so today we're going to talk about the plaguebearer role. You all know the rules. We're going to ask, is it balanced, is it fun, and does it fit the vibe of the games? Before we explain what the role does in that perspective, we're going to talk about what the role does in general. Now, this is an OG role from Town of Salem 1. This is one of those roles that came from the Coven expansion, which was incredible, and it gave us other roles that we're going to talk about in the future, but right now we're just talking about the Plaguebearer, which you go to someone's house, you infect them, and they infect pretty much everyone else. And once everyone is infected, you turn into the Pestilence, the original Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Now, what's so incredible about the Horsemen of the Apocalypse? They're all extremely powerful with extremely powerful abilities. We talked about the Soul Collector, we talked about the Baker, now we're going to talk about the Plaguebearer. What does it do? Well, it has two passive abilities. It has the ability to infect and see who visited who. And that basically gives you so much claim space. Knowing what happened basically lets you claim anything. If you're even talented enough as a fake claimer, you can even fake claim Trapper. Now, fake claiming Trapper is incredible because you can be like, oh, I know 8 is Sheriff. They are confirmed. Oh, we saw 8 go on 7. We'll be like, we placed trap on 7 triggered by Sheriff, and 8 is going to be like, yep, I confirmed that. That's an incredible play you can do. Now, once you turn to the Pestilence, you basically are spreading stacks of plague. The moment you have 3 stacks, you're dead. It's an incredibly fast way to kill everybody if you can get away with it. Now, is it balanced? The truth is, it is extremely underpowered compared to the other Apocalypse members. Like, that's the harsh truth. I'm not even sorry to say that. You are basically negated by every single TI and every single non-visitor. You have 2 nerfs to you. You have a nerf of someone not visiting, and you have a nerf of TIs finding you. That's just how it is. You're pretty much going to get caught by lookouts, you're going to get caught by spies, you're going to get caught by psychics, because you're definitely going to show up in psychic will. Your luck is not that good, buddy. Your luck is not that good. But regardless, it's a little on the underpowered when it comes to like Pestilence, but it is overpowered when it comes to Apocalypse. Like, it is definitely the information that gives it its edge over every other role in the Apocalypse. Not even Soul Collector is that good. Like, the only thing Soul Collector does is hides you from Potion Master and Witch. Now, we're going to talk about, is it fun? And like I said before, because of the information that it gives you, yes, it is extremely fun. It is one of those roles that, because of how it works, you see who visited who. If you're good enough, you can even find shrouds. Like, you are that good. Shroud is one of those roles that can hide from everybody except for the Pestilence. Let's say you're shrouding 6. Let's say you're 8 shrouding 6, and I'm Pestilence 11, right? I see everybody visiting except for 6. You know that 8 visited 15, and you have everybody plagued except for 6 because they're not visiting. You know that Shroud. It is very easy for you to pinpoint every single role. It is crazy good. It is what Wildling was back in the day. Original Wildling basically gave you all the visits of all the townies, which let you find all the evils that weren't on your team. It is very good. Now, let's talk about, does it fit the vibe of the game? And the answer to that is yes. It does fit the vibe of the game for many reasons. Both Plaguebearer, which obviously fits the vibe of the game, and Pestilence. Now, the reason why Plaguebearer fits the vibe of the game is because that it is a role that does something. It is a role that can get caught. And it is a role that when it pops out, it actually does something. Like, you can kill, you can cause other townies to kill other townies. Like, when I imagine Town of Salem, Plaguebearer is there, Pestilence is there. I think that there is no better apocalypse other than Berserker. Well, no, that's not true. I think Berserker and Plaguebearer are both very good examples of roles that fit the vibe of the game because it does something mechanically that makes sense in the game. Unlike Soul Collector and Baker, both roles are basically indirect ways to end the game. That's pretty much what it is. Plaguebearer doesn't end the game when it pops out. It just causes everybody to think very differently. Even the reworked way, I've come to actually enjoy. Obviously, the Town of Salem 1 method, which was implemented in Town of Salem 2 for like, I want to say a month or two? I don't remember how long. Maybe it was 2 weeks. I really don't remember how long. It was there for a while. Yeah, that method was way more OP because you basically became war. You had like an easier way to turn into war rather than actual Berserker or Juggernaut. And you basically killed. You were on a rampage. But now, it works very differently. You basically... I think it actually makes more sense now than it does back then. Because back then, you basically turned into Pestilence and then what? The only thing that turned you into God was the fact that you had invincible armor. Now, all Apocalypse have invincible armor when they turn. Except for Death. Death is pretty much the only role in the game that doesn't have invincible armor, really. It doesn't. Like, technically, it does have invincible defense, but when is it going to utilize it? You know? Every other role is going to utilize it all the time immediately. Not Death, but regardless. Does Pestilence need help? The only way I would buff Pestilence to make it the perfect role, and this is my personal opinion, you can all feel very comfortable to disagree with me because I'm just throwing it out there. I'm not saying it has to be done. I'm not saying it needs to be done, but I'm saying if it will be done, it will make Plaguebearer Pestilence a lot better. And I think it won't it won't nerf the other townies. It's to make Plaguebearer camo. I think if Plaguebearer was camo, it would be better for the role. It would fit the role vibes a little better. But like, that's just the cherry on top that I think if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. If it happens, great. And that's all I think about the role. I think Plaguebearer is in a perfect spot. If anybody disagrees with me, by the way, put it down in the comments. I will happily read your comments, and I will happily explain why you're right or why you're wrong in my opinion. And yeah, that's about it.